Hello everybody, gamers and gamerettes. This is a cool intro similar to hackers and hackerettes, my cybersecurity stuff. So we're playing the new league. I did not go far. I have like a level 3 character, so we are not going super far. I got sucked into 007 First Light, which was a really cool game. For me, I needed like this refresher. I just finished it yesterday. Didn't like the ending that much, but no spoilers. Oh no, go away, you vile imp. So I'll try to give like tips and tricks as I go through. Probably it's gonna become like a YouTube video. So we could like give as much information as possible. I'm getting escape shot here because I do want some.
I have received reports of a number
I do want some like some movement in order to get out of too risky situations. Now I did not like level up the Archer character. I don't remember her name, Ranger maybe or something. I did not like level it up. I do not like have a high character or a high level character. So I don't know how like it's gonna scale or how good I am to scale with it to like mid content and end game and stuff like that. So if we struggle, okay, I keep saying we, but I like if I struggle, I don't want to blame you for something. If I struggle with it, I'll probably just gonna switch to my good old trusty cold sorceress, because it is my top tier like character and my favorite. I think my first like videos in PoE 2 were about that character. Maybe I should have brought the poison, the cloud burst or whatever it's called. Cloud burst is actually coming from Batman Arkham Knight, so if you haven't played that game, I highly recommend it. It is one of the best Batman games I've ever played. Probably one of the best games I've ever played, like overall. Alright, let's see what we have here. We got this, and yeet. I mean, whatever it is gonna be better than nothing, honestly. Alright, let's go here. Goodbye. Orb of Transmutation. Boom, 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 boom. 70%. Catch. So these vile hags are very annoying, and their like magic attack is pretty powerful. They probably one-shot you, so just be careful of it. Also, if you you press space to dodge, but if you press and hold space, you're gonna come out of a dodge into a sprint. I don't know why we cannot sprint directly without going into dodge, but it is what it is. At least as far as I know, it's not possible. But again, it's cool like navigating around, but you have to be careful that if you hit into something, so you're gonna get like stunned, and then if you get attacked while in this sprinting form, you're actually gonna roll over like ragdoll. So and you're gonna be stuck in place for like 2 or 3 seconds, more than enough to get you killed. So be careful what you're doing, you know. So we need to get to the grill wood right here. Honestly, I am thinking of just switching to my cold mage, like sorceress, because I am not. I feel like I'm not enjoying the. I mean, it's too early to. It's too early to like judge, but I have played on previous leagues the like hunter or huntress builds, and I did not enjoy it that much, to be fair. Like, I don't feel like the combos here are pretty cool. So what I'm actually going to do is I'll make a portal, then go store the currency that I have right now, which is like almost nothing. But then actually I'm gonna create a new character, and it's gonna be the mercenary, which is like the crossbow character, which is a lot more fun and has so much potential. What is this? I don't know what this is. Anyway, this is my cue to tell me that I'm on the right track, which is creating a new character. I pressed the wrong thing to log out, but that's so cool. Let's create a new character, and it's gonna be here, and then we're gonna create the mercenary. So we're gonna be crossbow.
Every life has a price.
Van Healthy crossbow maniac. Oh, I don't know. Just any random stuff. We'll be skipping like all tutorials because we are beyond that.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Yep.
By the first ones, you're alive.
Yep, I am.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now I would appreciate it if you could.
Huh?
Clear fell. Find.
Well, that was unexpected. Now
Well.
to find this Miller bloke.
Miller bloke. Bro, I already equipped my item, I swear. Can we skip? Yeah, we can skip tutorials here. Cool. Let's do that. I'm gonna move the reload to be R, because you know R reload. That's how all FPS works. And then it's gonna be super fun doing that as the crossbow character. So the way it works is that you're gonna use like different ammo. Excuse me. You're gonna use different ammo for different situations, and then you can combo like different ammo types together to like do some stuff.
Many years since I saw one of these.
So look at this. This is fragmentation rounds, for example. I'm gonna put it on right click, and then fragmentation rounds is essentially just a right click. Sorry, it's a shotgun. I put it on right click. So it's shotgun, and then what it's gonna do is essentially just farm multiple enemies. But it has to be like close range because it is a shotgun essentially. And then every ammo type you use is gonna use some of your mana. And then you're gonna shoot all of your ammo using the same button. So this here is gonna change like your shoot skill depending on whatever ammo you have currently loaded. So that's why I'm gonna put like different ammo types on different buttons. But my attack button is always going to stay the same, which is left click. So that's why you're going to see this change depending on the type of ammo I have selected. So right now what I'm doing is just left clicking to shoot, right clicking to reload, and then left clicking to shoot, so on. And then I can change ammo or even reload if I use the same ammo twice. So you can see here my basic bolt, I shot twice. I can press R again in order to reload. Alright, so this guy's gonna be pretty simple with fragmentation rounds. He's pretty slow, so he's not gonna be causing any problems. I stunned him because I dealt enough physical damage. You can see, I want to show it to you. You see the bar, that yellow bar under each name? That is their stun bar. And if you fill it, like you fill it by dealing physical damage, and if you fill it, you're gonna stun the enemy. Ow. And you, whenever an enemy is stunned, you basically cancel their current action, and then they just become like vulnerable to more damage because they are like stunned in place. But yeah, your movement skills is what's gonna judge how good you play this character. This character is all about like movement skills. So if you have good movement, you're gonna become like really good, and this character is gonna be reeling you like in passive exile terms, in terms of gameplay, and it's gonna be like really fun if you enjoy this kind of like character gameplay stuff. So it's definitely like a recommendation from me to test it. Now permafrost is one of the main things that I always use, so I'm gonna get that and then get fragmentation rounds here. I played a few times as a mercenary, so that's why I have like preferences already. But of course, you feel free to put your skills wherever you want.
Like that almost makes me want to help for free.
Yeah, she is pretty. Yeah, that is true. She is super pretty, mate. Is that a chicken? It is a chicken. First time I noticed there's chicken in town. Alright, so permafrost can be used in Tankdom with fragmentation rounds, because fragmentation rounds, if you read it, it explodes when hitting frozen enemies. I tried to point on the screen, which is funny. So here, explodes when frozen. Oh, you cannot see it because of my camera. You just have to trust me. So you're gonna see how this looks like. So, and what we're gonna do is, so here we have this, and then we can hit frozen enemies, and then the shards of frozen enemies. So you can see this explosion right here is gonna catch any enemy that is around, and this is gonna deal damage to them. So it is very, very good combo in clearing up
Thanks for the help.
clearing up like groups of mobs. So this is the new league mechanic.
I'm far from
bloody-
root now. Perhaps
They mean-
that's what. Speaking of, let's investigate that remnant. But look here.
So what you can do is click on rune shape combinations and then choose one that you would like to have. So for example, I would want to get an Orb of Frenzy mutation, upgrade a normal to a magic, or augments a magic item with a new random modifier. I already have a blue item here, so I'm gonna click Orb of Augmentation, combine runes. You're gonna start like drawing runes, and then you're gonna get ambushed. So here we can freeze this enemy and then boom, destroy him. And then look at this. Boom, and then you can open this, and you're gonna get the thing you selected plus like some extra stuff. And let's grab augment C magic item, and then we gain 5 life per enemy killed. Not bad.
Now,
So,
seek out. Good on.
All right. Let's reload our R, which is our default. By the way, your basic crossbow attack is pretty good, so do not neglect it. Like, and also the range on it is pretty decent, so it's really good for like picking up weak mobs from range without waiting for them to get close. So at least both Permafrost and Fragmentation both are kind of like shotgun. So you need to get close to enemies in order for it to be effective. Of course, enemies will get close to you anyway. Not all of them, but most of them. So just be careful. If you're not used to the movement yet, then it might be a bit dangerous to play this character. Or you could try to stay on range and just spam like your default arrow until you grab more range stuff. Your default arrow is not terrible. But of course the power of this character is in like combining different ammo types. And I think I'm not even gonna say beginner. Armor piercing is cool.
Armor piercing rounds can break enemy armor.
Because it lets you break enemy armor, like letting them deal...
Look out for this symbol that indicates an armored enemy. And this symbol that indicates the armor is broken.
So broken armor
This
enemies?
is an ammo skill. Use it to charge your bolts, then use basic attack to fire. If you need to, you can use this skill again to manually reload.
Yep. So broken armor enemies...
Piercing rounds can break
if you can read it about here.
Break enemy armor.
So can you shut up?
Armor piercing rounds can
you
break
shut up?
enemy armor.
You can't stop the video, really?
Armor piercing. Look out for this symbol.
You can't stop the video.
Armor piercing
Anyway,
rounds can break enemy armor.
The broken armors here...
Look out for this symbol that indicates
the armor is fully broken. Then
This
you gain
symbol
extra
that
physical
indicates the
damage. So
armor
take
is broken.
20% increased physical damage from
This
hits.
is an ammo skill.
Right? So this is why you might want to have this. It is really good against bosses, or you might gonna get the explosive grenades.
Explosive grenades have a long fuse, but deal devastating damage if you can catch enemies in the blast.
Yep. But I'm gonna get armor piercing here because it will be really cool against bosses and some specific like types of bosses. So this is all them like the mercenary is about, really. It's just getting using the right ammo type in the right situation, or against the correct type of enemy, essentially. Boom. Boom. And then we can switch to armor piercing. Oh, that was close. Right. Boom. 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 Right. Let's grab projectile damage. I always go for damage early on. Let's see, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to get to the... Mud Burrow. And we need to kill this first boss. Oh. There we go, let's grab the waypoint and grab the checkpoint. Leave the bosses next to them. So the mud bear is right next to the waypoint, that's cool. Let's look for the mini boss in order to grab our cold resistance. And the loot, honestly, the loot is cool. If you're lucky, of course. Maybe we'll get lucky and get like a yellow crossbow. Who knows? We'll see. Yep, there she is. Now look how we're gonna own her. I should not have spoken so soon. But once we get her like frozen, look at the amount of damage we're dealing, and then we can break her armor. Also, it would be cool if we broke her armor and then used a grenade. But we are dealing just an insane amount of damage. Insane amount of damage, which is super cool. We got a yellow item, but not a yellow crossbow, unfortunately. Yeah, that would have been like too good to be true. But anyway, we killed the mob. Let's travel here and then go to the mud barrow. We should reload. Always check your weapon, you know?
Dirty job, this. Should have asked for more.
Indeed. You can see exactly like the shards that break off frozen enemies.
Stop them in their tracks!
Almost destroy like or like kill every mob that is around. So yeah. So in order to reserve mana, like if you don't need to use the combo, you could use use your basic arrows, which are not gonna cost the mana at all. So you can use it like in tandem with the permafrost if you're not facing like a group. Or you can use fragmentation round, finish them off with basic attacks. So make sure like you have a set combo for different situations in order to try to reserve ammo, which you'll not need to worry about so much early on. But when you're fighting like bigger groups and you advance a bit, like spamming your ammo is gonna get you into some mana troubles, which you will need to manage. Checkpoint. Vile Nest is the boss already.
Bigger than I expected.
Getting frozen. He's super weak. Can we break the armor? Oh, too late. I wanted to break the armor before using fragmentation rounds, but that's okay. Not gonna make the same mistake. We are dealing an insane amount of damage anyway with fragmentation rounds. But then we could break the armor here. And then start using permafrost. Which you can see the amount of damage we're dealing. Like, this guy has so much potential in damage.
Definitely should have asked for more.
Oh, some leggings, we could use that. We cannot equip it, awesome. Level 2 already, cool. Permafrost is my main skill that I use most. So I'll always prioritize like upgrading it. Now there is a... Somewhere there is a... like a loot chest around here somewhere. That I want to grab before getting out. We don't have inscriptions here. Cool. So yeah, like these small enemies, they're not worth your... Oh, I was gonna say they're not worth your mana, but I mistakenly permafrosted them. But yeah, use your default attack. Do not be scared of using your default attack. They are pretty cool. I guess I don't have... Uncut support gem. Ooh. Let's grab a support gem. Nice. What is this? Armor. Yeah, we can always use more armor. Why not? And then our support gem is gonna go to permafrost, and then we're gonna get ice bite. Attacks gain 25 for 5 seconds, freezing an enemy with supported skills. On freezing an enemy. Okay. 20% more elemental damage with attack. This is better. Why? Because I will not be using my permafrost if I already frozen an enemy. I'll be switching to my fragmentation. So I will not be using the 25% damage when I freeze an enemy because I will not be using it. So getting more elemental damage is better because that means I can freeze enemies faster, plus the extra damage, of course. Which is better in my humble and useless opinion. Upgrading a normal item to a magic item. I could try to upgrade this. But they're not worth using on like such low level items. Now I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save my currency. Ow.
Back down or die!
So against enemies like these, when I freeze them, I could just switch to my basic bolt and finish them off.
I'll break you.
But honestly, I don't know. I just like have it easy, and now it's muscle memory. Right click, attack, Q, attack, like that, and just I finish them off. So, and I'm not having mana problems, so I should be good to go. Let's see what you have here. You are evasion and energy shield, +8 to maximum energy shield, +7 to evasion. Mine, or my equipped one, energy shield and stun threshold. But gives me pure energy shields. I'm gonna keep what I'm wearing. Both are bad, but one slightly better, I guess. And here I can switch to my normal arrow, or like my normal basic attacks. Yeah. Boom, boom. You're gonna hear the a lot. I switch ammo and make sure everything is reloaded, even though if it uses mana, which is probably not very efficient. But I'd rather have everything loaded and ready to shoot as soon as I switch to it, rather than having to reload it in combat, but I would need it. Because in a character like this, it is high risk, high reward because of the raw power it has, but also the fact that you need to be super close to your targets in order to deal damage. This is gonna prove hard in some boss fights, and even some like normal, maybe like yellow mobs. So just like keep these in mind, like the keep the benefits and the drawbacks of your build in mind. Lightning resistance, sure, why not? Oh, this one gives armor. I don't want to spend all my scrolls of wisdom, but that's okay. I can buy a bunch more. I'd rather have armor right now because almost all of the attacks... Okay, I'm not gonna say all. But like most, at least the majority of what I remember are physical attacks, which having armor against is pretty useful. So yeah, you like get as much armor as you can. Do not neglect your defenses here, of course, but like your resistances. But in my opinion, I think armor is the most useful early on. Or you know what's even more useful? Not getting hit at all. Alright, so I think this is what I wanted to grab, these eggs right here. Let's quit. Go back, get the rewards. You're gonna need the rewards here because they sometimes can give you items, like useful items. I think they also give you like gems if you need skills. And here's the support gem, which is pretty cool. We don't have money for these. We can buy that. 25% increased bolt speed, which is cool. Lightning damage, 5% increased attack speed. So attack speed is cool. But the bolt speed, it's not that important for our shotgun build because you're point blank to the enemy anyway. But maybe it could be useful. But it is a built-in, or they call it intrinsic value of this crossbow anyway. So we could buy it. I could buy it just because of the lightning damage, because dealing lightning damage could result in you shocking the enemy, and if the enemy gets shocked, they take more damage. So it is cool if you can shock the enemy as well as like deal your typical default either elemental damage or like physical damage from your bolts. So I'm gonna buy this because I think it's cool. Now I want to use fragmentation rounds and rapid attacks have 15% increased attack speed. Yes, attack speed is cool
If you find
because it lets you reload faster.
Not a good idea.
welcome, if I don't.
A swindler and a thief.
Travel,
I like 'em
search.
already.
Okay, no more stuff for us to do. So what we're gonna do is get to the Grill Woods. And I believe if we look at the checkpoints, Clearfell, maybe we can go here and continue exploring over there. Hello there. Goodbye.
Stop them in their tracks.
Boom, 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 boom. You can see that enemies are getting shocked right here, which is pretty cool. Armor and energy shield. This is cool. I'm gonna switch to this. Also gives you like life regen, which is pretty decent as well. Life regen is good early on because you don't have much health anyway, and regening like any amount is pretty cool early on. So in a boss fight or something, you could just run around and regain some health. Shock again, which is cool. Good to see. It's going to be useful against bosses specifically. We're trying to get to Grill Woods. Boom. Nope. Boom. We're not worth mana. By the way, if you do not click anything while you're using your ammo, so for example, I shot and I'm not clicking anything, it's gonna auto reload, which is pretty cool. But if you change, like for example, if you shoot and then dodge, it's not gonna reload while you're dodging, unfortunately. I wish it did. But you're gonna insta reload after you switch. But if you like attack and then switch, it's not gonna reload as well, so it's gonna stay not reloaded. So like that, and then it's on 0, but when you switch back to it, you're gonna reload. Okay, so like keep in mind these mechanics if you're gonna play the mercenary. But overall, I think from my experimentation at least, he's one of the like has the most or even the highest damage. I shouldn't say the highest because I haven't tried all of them. I did not actually do like scientific calculations. But from my experimentation, he is the fastest with me that melted bosses early on and even mid game. I did not take him very deep into end game, but early to mid game, I could just literally melt bosses. You have so many utilities under your command. Breaking armor, freezing enemies, and just the combination of all of them is super cool. Also, not only bosses, but also your clear speed is pretty insane with permafrost and the fragmentation. Look at all these poor werewolves. Just get frozen in place when they're trying to leap on you.
Freeze!
Destroyed. Boom. Go to the Witcher's Hut. So the Witcher is gonna give us mana or medium flasks. But don't use him yet, because if you use him yet, or like right now, they will be empty and you will not be able to use them in the fight. And this is one of the annoying fights because of her cold spells. Because the cold spells actually slow you down. And then she just keeps teleporting around.
I
But
walked into that one, didn't I?
Not a problem to us though, because we are literally just farming. Fragmentation rounds, double barrel, that is cool. So now what I can do is load 2 fragmentation bolts instead of 1, but it takes a little bit longer to load. But I think it is way worth it, or like so worth it. So we're gonna use our 2 new flasks, and I don't know if we teleport. No, it doesn't work. Okay. So let's go back to town and use the well. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. We don't need that. Let's just kill monsters. Like, we're not gonna need to...
Honing my skills, one job at
Yep. And then we also, when we level up, we just fill them automatically, which is cool. That one, we were not gonna need that.
weak animal.
Now, a bunch of dudes here. Honestly, the double barrel should go to my permafrost. I'll tell you why. Because my permafrost, now if they don't get frozen in the first attack, I want them to get frozen like in the second attack. So that way it is a lot more useful. Yeah, so right now I can ensure that even against bosses, I'm gonna always like freeze the enemies in 2 hits, if not 1. And also it deals decent damage anyway. So like that. Boom. Boom. Load it up. Load it up.
Sure are a lot of mushrooms. They ain't poisonous.
The Green Tangle. What are we talking about? Summon Una. Ask her. I did not ask her. Ah, it doesn't matter. So we go here. Boom. Boom. Get the checkpoint. Right away, when you activate a new checkpoint, you refill your flasks as well. Not worth. So we can talk to Una.
Friendly. I'll wait here. The old magics will protect me.
Are you sure about that?
This'll stop him.
No way. You should note that switching ammo doesn't cost mana, only reloading costs mana. Just so you know. So you can see here, I already have a bullet. I switch, mana is not decreasing. So I'm at 64, I switch because I already have it reloaded. I don't lose any mana. But when I shoot and then I reload, that's when I use mana. So also keep this in mind as you try to manage your mana. And that's why you should always keep everything reloaded before like going into a fight or into something. Because your mana will be regenning even while you're switching bullets or ammo types. Bolts actually, not bullets, is more accurate. Boom, boom. And we're not even worth it, honestly. Oh, look at. So your basic attack is really cool. Don't hesitate to like use it on red mobs even. Although I don't have any mana problems right now, so I'm just spamming my ammo types. Feel free to do that. But also do not be scared if you're facing any kind of mana trouble. Use your basic bolt. It is pretty cool. Like, these guys are just gonna get one hit. Look at this guy. Boom. This is free, by the way. Your basic bolt is always free. It does not cost any mana. So, like in a boss fight or something, while you're waiting for your mana to regen, just switch to your basic bolt and spam the shit out of it. Decent, decent ammo. Or sorry, decent like damage. Just like that. Artificer Orb, Blizzard Adept Rune, Resolve Rune. Bonus reward. Okay, Artificer. Let's grab that. Once you freeze an enemy, you can wait to like grab a small enemies around it. Or like a bunch of enemies. And then once you do that, you could then use your fragmentation rounds, which is like gonna like make it explode with all the enemies around it. So you can just destroy them all with one attack. So this is one more reason why positioning with this character is very important. Also, when you start to use grenades are going to be super cool. I'm not a grenade user, so I'll probably not be using grenades except maybe only one. And I'll be using it against bosses. But also not in all situations. But you'll see. Because they just massive damage dealers, but their fuse is annoying, so I'm not like a big fan of them and their combos. Just using regular ammo is much better, at least to me. But you should experiment with them. They definitely have like some really cool combos. Like doing a poison grenade and then using a fire grenade is gonna put all of the poison cloud on fire. So you're gonna generate like a big ass area of fire. And then you can cause fire damage and as well as ignite the enemies to make them take fire damage per second. So this is all pretty cool. But again, I'm not a fan of the grenade stuff here. So the only sad thing here is that my permafrost is so strong it actually just insta kills the enemies instead of freezing them. So I'm kind of like suffering from success here. Because sometimes when there's a group, you want the permafrost to freeze. So you could use fragmentation round on a frozen enemy and then take out multiple. Like that. But yeah. The red veil. Are we even looking for the red veil? I forgot. Yes, we are. So we have the red veil and the green tangle, and there is the... I don't know what that is. I forgot what this is. We're gonna come back to it anyway. Let's go to the red veil and keep advancing because you want to grab like some loot and some...
A good mercenary knows when to cut and run. I won't end up lying in a field like this.
Bro, we have everything at our disposal to not end up in this field. Don't worry. We're literally just farming right now. Grab this. I mean, it's anything better than empty. Ow.
Rest in peace already.
Rest in peace is more like. 10th crossbow, 28% crossbow speed. Who cares? Oh. Catch. Yep. Boom. Boom, boom. Nice.
That must be what I'm looking for.
Yep, let them all get close. And then boom.
them in their tracks!
Alright. Projectile damage, stun build-up, +5 to strength and dexterity. Not bad. And we can continue right here to grab more
Should have expected a trap.
projectile damage. What do you mean a trap? That was not even a challenge. That was not even close to a challenge, mate. Oh look, a challenger. He's using a crossbow too. Let's just break his armor.
Another notch on me helmet.
So yeah, if you're just like you don't want to get close, just spam your break armor, and then just use your basic bolts on it, and it's actually enough. It is enough to deal so much damage. So again, I keep repeating this. Do not be scared of using your basic bolts. It's actually pretty cool. Right. Rough Greaves. Let's see what we have. Armor and lightning resistance. Sure. That's gonna be a good one. Oh, they're already all dead. You can see their armor break, or like hear their armor break, which is pretty cool. I really like the atmosphere and aura of this game, like the visual indications of things happening, the effects you leave on the battlefield. It's pretty cool. The ground gets scorched when you do fire, and then the enemies' bodies like get charred up as they die if they're on fire or electrocuted. The frozen shards when you kill a frozen enemy. That's pretty cool.
Vile creature!
You just died, bro. Thanks. Maybe this character is not the fastest in clearing, but it is certainly the most powerful of them all. I believe there's an insanely good balance here between mob clear speed and then the single target damage. And I think it is super cool. Like whatever's speed it lacks, it definitely makes up for it in just raw damage. I really wish they fixed the minions. I hate how minions work right now. They massacred my boy. Nothing beats PoE 1 minions, honestly. Okay, this is enough. I'm super hot, so we will play some other time. Thank you for watching. This will be turned into a video anyway. So yeah, I'll see you in more videos and more streams, stuff like that. Make sure you follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. See ya.